Hi guys, this morning I'm just going to sharpen up a chain that I've got here of a chainsaw. You know, on a bit of land, a chainsaw is very handy. So what I do with my chains, I'll file them until they start to get a bit old and they start to run a bit, and so probably in the life of a chain I'll give it 2 goes with this little I'll grind the chain up. I never used to. I used to file my chain till it was had it, but I bought this little gadget. It was only a little cheap thing, $15 out of Aldi's, and it's good, you know. Sometimes you might hit something with your chain, or you know, you might get your angles a little bit wrong when you're filing or whatever, and it doesn't cut as good. So I'll probably, in the life of the chain, I'll probably use this twice just to straighten it up, get the angles right, and they cut really nice after I do it. So yeah, anybody that's, you know, hadn't had much to do with chainsaws or whatever, these are a really handy little thing for getting your chain cutting well. So I'll just give you a little demo on how it works. It's a little bit of mucking around to get it right so that you're not taking too much metal. I don't like to get the chain too hot, so I'll take bare minimum off it, just enough to get the angle right and to sharpen the chain. So anyway, I'll give it a whirl and show you how it works. Just put the camera down there so you can see. Got a little slide here that the chain fits in, and I'll show you can run the chain backwards and forwards in this. It's got a little thing there, you pull it back till the chain is against it, tighten the little doodad, and away you go. Takes a little while, a little bit of mucking about, but it does a good job. Anyway, I'll show you how it goes. So that's all it takes on one tooth. I'll just loosen the thing, come back to the next one. I just hold the chain down into the slot so it's sitting down flush, and I'll just bring it right in so you can see that it just takes that edge and straightens it up and cleans it up and sharpens it. This chain was starting to get out of shape and run a bit because hand filing, my eyes are not the greatest. But this just, yeah, assures me that it's all, my angles are right, and yeah. It's pretty simple to use once you've got all your settings right. See, I'm not taking much off that, just taking the bare minimum off it. Yeah, so you can see it's quite easy to use, this little gadget. Yeah, but I'll show you a couple of that you can get. You can either file freehand, like with just your file. A lot of the chains have a little line on here which shows you the correct angle, so you can follow that angle. But this is a couple of little filing guides that you can use. There's this flat one which has the angles, see that or not, there's little lines on it, got the different angles on it, so that as you're filing you can keep the correct angle. That one just sits on top there, and I can see the angle that I need to be filing at. So it's just a, yeah, that's a handy little filing guide. Then there's this one. This is a little, you can see it's sort of the shape of it, and my father-in-law put me onto this one years ago. It was a sleeper cutter, and he liked to use this one. So it's like it's shaped as a triangle, and it'll sit on top of the tooth. I'll just put the file in it so you can see. This one's worn out, but it's a handy one. You see the filing guide sits on top of the tooth, and it's got the angles drawn on it as well. So it's quite a good one, and it's good because you can keep your file up and keep your tooth a bit straighter instead of. I see a lot of people when they file by hand, they end up with a big parrot nose on their tooth. So that's a good one for evening up the tooth and making sure you're getting the top edge there sharp. So yeah, they're just a couple of things I thought I'd show you. You know, there might be someone that's got themselves some land, and you know, not everybody knows how to use a chainsaw or how to sharpen a chainsaw, but that's just a basic thing. There's plenty of good sites on the internet that you can see how to properly sharpen a chain and that. I'm just a mug really, but anyway, it might give you a bit of an idea. But this thing, yeah, I've really found this handy for doing up old chains. It's good. Okay guys, bye for now. Just a little thing I forgot to mention before was when every so often you have to take what we call here in Australia's rakers, but every so often you have to take a bit off the top of them so that you get your cutting working properly, because as you file your tooth down, it becomes lower, which makes the raker higher, so you'll end that you won't be cutting much wood. So if you know your chain's really sharp and you're not getting much wood cut, you probably need to take the rakers down a little bit. But every so often you can do that, and it keeps it cutting well too. But I've been looking around in my shed. I've got about 4 gauges and I can't find any, so I was really well prepared for this. But you can buy a little gauge, a depth gauge. It'll sit across on the top of the tooth and has a little slot in it, and if your rakers need any taking down, it'll show up through the slot. So you just file using that gauge, so you can file down till you hit rubbing on the gauge. So it's quite easy. I don't use the gauge now, I just take a bit off them every now and again. I think it's not cutting right. But yeah, so that's just another little tip. But you can get gauges and jigs for everything nowadays. So anyway guys, hope that helps someone that's you know, just starting out somewhere and got a chainsaw. Might give you a couple of tips on that. So alright guys, have a good day everybody. Cheers for now.